I'm just doing a real quick video. I can't video very much because I have a lot of construction in my neighborhood. There was a house fire nearby, unfortunately. And so I think they're working on the house. So pretty much 8 o'clock every morning I hear all this construction sound. So I apologize. So I'm not going to be doing a full video this week, but I just wanted to let you know I'm working on some in the round Apache Tears pumpkins because you don't have to worry about any ends. I've been putting corks that I've been saving for the stems, and these are actually handles from paper bags I've just cut and used for a little stem. Also, they make great corkscrews. What I want to show you now is how to deal with just kind of sizing up a pumpkin on the fly. When you're making your pumpkin, like the fabric that's going to be your pumpkin, you want to be able to fold down your corners. Sorry, this was an end. I lost a yarn chicken there. But yeah, if you just fold down the end on each side and make sure your corner's up high like that so that you're not drooping down too far. The corners are nice and tight. And you can see that there's a gap here. And then you'll get a squishy low pumpkin like this versus a tall pumpkin like this. Because this was more rounded and it's kind of tall. I mean, the size is irrelevant. What I'm trying to explain is if you want one of those short ones, little squishy short ones, versus a taller or more rounded looking pumpkin. Oh, this leaf here is also made out of the string from the paper bags, the handles. I just unraveled one after I cut them off and unraveled it and made it into a little leaf, little pumpkin leaf. So you can just tuck that in or glue it to the stem if you're using corks or whatnot. Or you can do all crochet like this in my previous video. I also made a stem here that's just a tube. That's all it is. It's just a tube. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to show you real quick how to size your pumpkin. So if you wanted it to be taller or more round, you let it get taller. But if you want it to be more squat, watch your corners and just make sure that they don't get too tall, and then therefore, you won't, they'll be like this. See how it curls, like if it's too tall? So anyway, I'll come back and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to just sew this one up. This is Boucle yarn, and I don't even know what brand it is. It's almost impossible to see your stitches, so I only do like single crochet with something like this. Something really simple. And I'm just going to pull through the loop here, and that's it. And I'm just going to just slip stitch or single crochet, doesn't matter, whichever is easy. I find that single crochet is easier than slip stitches, and I'm just jamming it through. That's it. I'm not even like really trying to find the stitches. I'm just jamming it through. That's just how boucle yarn is. But it gives a nice effect. Like it's nice and fuzzy. And this yarn is like an ombre. I got it from a Facebook Marketplace trade, or I bought it from Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was getting rid of all of her her yarn, or she had a bag of yarn she didn't want anymore, and this was a part of that find. I'm just going to put all those ends in. Yeah, it's a pretty ombre. Okay, so now that I've got it pretty much done, I'm just going to just cut it. Let me just do one chain stitch just to lock it down, and it's not easy to work with. I can tell you that right away. It's not easy to work with because it keeps getting caught on itself. But I use a hook that's a little bit bigger than what I think would be recommended, because this is kind of a thin boucle, so I'm using a 4mm hook. So hopefully everything will work out. I'm gonna use a sewing needle and sew this tightly shut, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've threaded the needle with the boucle yarn. It's just a loop of yarn. The two ends have come through, and the loop is down here. I don't have to tie a knot or anything. I'm just going to tuck in those ends, and this is all I'm doing, like this. Okay, I'm looping that on itself so it's a half hitch, and just going over and under stitches. Just give yourself enough room so that you're not just skipping a stitch. You have to give yourself space. See how it's come out here? And this whole space, you have to go into the next one. And because I used a larger needle size than this type of yarn would normally take, the holes are bigger. But because it's so fuzzy, it's hard to see. You don't see the gaps. Okay, so we are coming up on the end of this. Okay. See, now you can tie it as tight as you want, so you can use a little bag handle stem, a real tiny one, or if you leave it open just enough, you can fit a cork in it. Yes, I've already tightened it. That's the problem with boucle. Boucle yarn is not the easiest to work with. Okay, so look, there's a hole for this. You just tighten it up as far as you want it to go. So it's up to you. I think I'm going to go for the small bag handle stem on this one. Okay, so then you can just do a couple little passes here just to tighten it up. Just go in the middle and pull it through. Now, I've been saving cotton from my cat's medicines and vitamins and things like that. So that's a stuffing you can use. I also have a little bit of, this is more vitamin bottles and cat meds stuffing. Just kind of stretch it out so it's even. You don't want it to be lumpy. You want it to be fluffy. I've got a little bit of polyfill I recently bought because I ran out of all of my yarn scraps. I was making yarn scraps into stuffing, and I've used all of them because you can see I've been making some pretty big pumpkins. I like to really stuff them good. Okay, so then we've got this side to do. So let's go and sew this one shut. I've had this yarn in my stash for, oh gosh, 5-6 years now, and I have not been moved to use it, but this year I've seen some high-end websites like Kirkland's Home that they do high-end decorations and housewares, and yeah, I thought since they're doing it, I might as well give it a try. I have this this yarn's been sitting here. I've seen soft and fuzzy pumpkins. That's what they've been making for, like that's the style for, I guess, the high-end set. Now I'm going to go through. All right, I'm going to try going in this way. There we go. So you're going to push that cotton back in there. There we go. Oops. I'm going to go on the opposite side. Oops. Oh, that's the other thing I don't like about this boucle is it can be a little delicate. So if you have yarn that's the same color as your boucle, you could probably get away with doing the pumpkin slices or whatever these are called, these ridges. You could probably get away with doing it with a different yarn because it sure is delicate through. Ah! Okay, so now it's one of those little short, fat pumpkins, which we all love. Okay, so now I went through one side. I'm just going to tie this in a knot. I let one end fall out of my needle and the other end went through the last stitch. So now it's tied down. So here's the pumpkin. It's a little lumpy on this side, but I think this side looks nice. Let's see. Stick a little stem in it. And there you go. You've got yourself a little teeny pumpkin, but remember, you can make it as tall or wide as you want, but if you want your short rectangle pumpkin, your rectangle has to be a certain size to make a short pumpkin. And I hope that you enjoyed this, and I apologize again for the noise. Crochet your way today, because it's the only time we have. Take care. I'll see you soon.